What's up, everybody? This is Truth Media Raw. I'm your host, Information Man. Let's get into this right now. I did a video on my first channel, The Information Man Show. Definitely go check that out. This is a new channel. I want to go a little bit in depth here as it relates to Karmelo Anthony. One, Karmelo Anthony had the right to be at that track meet. Why? Because he's a track and field athlete. He also plays football, and the McCaffrey brothers were not track athletes. They were football athletes. Two, why was there such an issue over him sitting either near a tent, under a tent, or just on those bleachers altogether? No one owns the bleachers. He had every right to be there under the law. And they kept saying that they were concerned about people stealing from under their tent. Did Karmelo Anthony steal anything? Is there any reports that he had robbed them of anything? Everything about this was wrong from start to finish. Should Karmelo Anthony had brought a knife? I would say no. That's a no. It's going to wind him up in a situation where he may be in jail the rest of his life, the way things can be chumped up in Texas. But under Texas law, he had every right to do what he did to protect himself if he felt that he was in intimate danger. You see, let me give you the law right here because it's plain as day. See, in the state of Texas, yes, Texas law specifies, especially, it stand your own ground laws. Specifically, should I say, these laws allow individuals to use deadly force in self-defense without a duty to retreat if they reasonably believe it is necessary to protect themselves or others from imminent harm, and they are in a place where they have the right to be. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Karmelo Anthony had every right to be at the track meet, even if they didn't like the fact that he was sitting near their tent area or in their area. He still had every right to be there because nobody owned those seats. And where they made their first mistake in the law is that they put their hands on him. One, keep your hands off of other people that are people that you do not know. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing. As a result, you can make the argument that the McCaffrey brothers initiated this issue by escalating this issue when they put hands on Karmelo Anthony. Should he had used deadly force, such as a knife, I would say I don't want to see kids using those types of weapons, and I don't think either one of these kids should have their life ruined. One is no longer alive in Austin McCaffrey. Two, the other, Karmelo Anthony, is looking at going to prison for the rest of his life. He's a black young man. Will he get the benefit of the doubt? Let's talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse was able to get away with the same thing when he went into a town. He went into a town where there was a march, there was a protest, purposely drove into the state with a weapon. Somebody put hands on him and he took his firearm and fired it at them. We're talking about 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse. Folks he was justified in killing two people with an AR-15 because he said he felt threatened, even though he was the one who drove there across state lines looking for a confrontation. Now, when you look at Karmelo Anthony, he didn't go there looking for trouble. However, he had a knife to prepare himself to be able to protect himself if in case someone pushed him to that brink. The McCaffrey brothers, in my opinion, did this because he had right to stand his own ground in a state that talks about stand your own ground. Let's look at it from this point of view. Karmelo, 17 years old, Anthony, was defending himself because he felt threatened when he was attacked first and killed Austin McCaffrey with a knife Folks say he deserves to go to prison. No, he deserves to have due process under the laws of Texas like everybody else. You can't have one law for just one group of people and not have it apply to other group of people. Now, I got to be honest with you. In this damn country we call America, we know most of the laws in this country, to be quite honest with you, were primarily created for white men. That's why every time something happens, a law like this, the stand your own ground law, should apply for us. This is why in some cases it won't apply to us, because originally these laws were meant for free white men. And because he took the life of a white boy, will the jury see him as a citizen like they see the white boy that he took life? At the end of the day, they put hands on him. Keep your hands off of people that you do not know. At the end of the damn day, this is the law that protects Karmelo Anthony. My question is, why don't y'all give him the same benefit of the doubt that you would give the white boy if he was alive? Let's say if everything was on the other foot, if the shoe was on the other foot and they stabbed Karmelo, would you give them the benefit of the doubt? Would you say, yeah, they had every right to stand their own ground, as you're now trying to deny the fact that Karmelo had the same right to stand his own ground under the laws that are in this country in a place called Frisco, Texas? Again, the stand your own ground law allows individuals to use deadly force in self-defense without duty to retreat if they are reasonable and believe it is necessary to protect themselves. Another thing that I'm going to emphasize here is that Karmelo must have known the law himself, because when he did this, when this situation happened and he used that type of force, such as a knife, he didn't run away. He didn't hide in the bushes. They didn't have to have police running all over town to find him or knocking on his parents' door. He stayed at the track meet and said immediately that he was doing self-defense. Let's hear the audio about this.
Say that Anthony told the officer he was protecting himself, and that he said Metcalf put his hands on him. And we say that Anthony told the officer he was protecting himself, and that he said Metcalf put his hands on him. And we say that Anthony.
Did you hear what was just said there? That Metcalf said that Anthony said that Metcalf put his hands on him. That fits into the laws. So why is it that the law will apply to a white boy like Kyle Rittenhouse, who not took the life of one person, but two people, using a firearm, from going into a situation that he was looking for a confrontation? He got one. They touched him. He shot them. He gets out of jail, goes through a trial, and is found innocent. And then y'all try to make a great American hero out of him. While now we want to demonize this young man, Karmelo, who said from the jump that it was self-defense when he turned himself in to the police. Not turned himself in. He stayed there, waited for the police, and then told them his side of the story. Why can't this young man get the benefit of the doubt when you're willing to give those two young men the benefit of the doubt? In this case, Austin McCaffrey is no longer here. All of this is a damn shame, but there's a double standard in the way we look at white boys versus black young men as well. There's a double standard that a lot of us don't really want to deal with, but it's the facts. I've just laid it all out for you. Kyle Rittenhouse did this. This is Karmelo Anthony, who's using the same laws that protected Kyle Rittenhouse. And now when it applied, now it doesn't apply to the black youngster, but only the white boy. Only the white youngster it applies to. You tell me what's really going on. This is the heighten of hypocrisy in a country we call America. This is Truth Media Raw.